All right, we are recording. So thank you all and everyone who's still going to trickle in to this Bitcoin design community call number 60. And this one, we haven't had community calls for some time, but this is a special one because Summer of Bitcoin students, design students specifically, this is the third time this is happening. I think the coding program has been going on longer, but I think it's the third season of the design mentorship for some of Bitcoin. We have several of them here. Few might trickle in more, and we will get to learn about their work. I I don't think I've seen any personally. I don't think anything from Sanya. I think I've seen something from Abi, and then I think we had three more students in total, which I think were Bhuvan. Mo, I think you mentioned Bhuvan maybe sick or something today, right? Yeah, so he unfortunately can't make it.
Yep,
Then we
sick.
had Diksha, and then we had Sushant, who I think worked with Abi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see if people still trickle in. But I think otherwise, so everyone else here in this call, do you kind of know about the Summer of Bitcoin program? Should we do a quick intro? Maybe I'll just do it anyways in case someone watches this and doesn't not really aware of the background. So let's pull it up here. Summerofbitcoin.org. I think it was created in the spirit of Summer of Code by Google, if I remember correctly. And Adi, who organizes it, has kind of built it a little bit in that vein to give students primarily. I think anyone can apply, but I think it's primarily for students. It's an internship program. There you go, in university students. It says right on the homepage. A chance to kind of feel out what open source Bitcoin is like. 40K applicants. Pretty cool. I didn't even know that. 218 contributors, 80 plus mentors, 60K plus lines of code. So where's the design number in there? We need to get that up there. So I think 3 years ago or so, 3.5 years, I think Adi reached out and he said, we have this for development. Let's do this also for design. We're trying to help him. And I think over the last 3 years, we had 3 to 5 students or so. And Himanshu, who's in here, so actually, I think Himanshu, you were in the first round and now you're a
Yeah.
mentor this time.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So it's been quite a journey.
Yeah.
Just 2 years ago, I
Mhm.
was actually a student under Christoph. So thank you, Christoph, for that. And yeah, I think from there, the journey has been like quite incredible. I had an awesome experience with Christoph and Stephen, and I primarily worked on the Padawan wallet, which I got to know like it's recognized by a lot of people. So yeah, I just want to mention that whatever work you have done, just share that with everyone, and yeah, good work eventually stands out. So yeah, super happy for that.
Yeah, and so for the students who are here, Himanshu went through the program and then found his way into other things. So if you have questions about what happens afterwards, like options, experience, like that's a good person to talk to. And I'll just point out here on the summerofbitcoin.org website under program organizations, there's Bitcoin design. I think we need to update this logo. It's a bit hard to see. And then there are these projects here. The way it works is that a designers in Bitcoin design, they come up with projects, something that they see is valuable for the community to do. There's a need, like this is something good to work on. They create a bit of a spec. Then students apply. There's an application process that the Summer of Bitcoin team handles, and then some students get picked. And then I think, okay, you're gonna have to correct me on this. There is in the program structure, I think you go through kind of initial learning bootcamp. You have a proposal round. There's a review period. Get accepted. Program kickoff. You work on your project. There's evaluations and submission. The mentors provide evaluations. Job referrals happens. I hope that worked out. I hope there was some. I haven't really followed up on that one as a mentor. I'm not really part of that. And then we also want to celebrate the work that's being done, and that's what we're trying to do here. So we have 2 projects here. Sanya, Abi, would you like to fight for it? Who goes first and present your stuff? Or Abi, do you want to let the lady go first?
Yeah, Sanya can go first. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you so much. I'll just share my screen.
Let's go.
Who was your mentor, Sanya?
Himanshu.
Ooh, okay. Everyone here. Awesome.
Okay. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yeah,
Yes, perfect.
Great. Just a second. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Sanya Malhotra. I am from India, but currently completing my undergrad in Canada. This past summer, I was fortunate enough to work on Bitcoin UI Gallery project as part of my Summer of Bitcoin fellowship. Before I explain about the project, I would like to thank Himanshu, my mentor. Despite having a full time job, he was gracious enough to meet me every week. Our brainstorming sessions really helped me build the project to what it is today. And it is safe to say that I am a better designer after 4 months of working on this project. So I would like to thank both Himanshu and Summer of Bitcoin. Coming back to the project, Bitcoin UI Gallery, the goal of the project was to design a website for browsing screenshots of Bitcoin applications. In the next few slides, I'll explain why do we even need a gallery, what problem is it solving, and how we in this project cater to the different needs of the users. One of the fascinating aspects of the Bitcoin space is that many or most of the applications are open source. This is great for developers, but for design teams, it creates a challenge because code is openly available, but the UI is not as easily accessible to everyone. Designers still have to manually download the apps and go through the UI, how it works, the flows, everything. So the project aims to fill that gap by providing a platform where you can browse through the UI patterns and best practices followed by the mainstream Bitcoin applications, which helps them design better and faster. So my design process started with the comprehensive research. We created detailed user personas and user stories to understand who our audience was, which were designers, developers, crypto enthusiasts, and maybe members of the Bitcoin design community. During the creation of the user stories, we found a few user needs, which were designers want to look for inspiration and get better at designing. Developers need quick access to UI flows or sorry user flows. Crypto enthusiasts would want to be updated on the latest trends, and maybe a member of the Bitcoin design community wants to help the website keep it updated. So we mapped out our plan pain points and then brainstorm ideas, categorize them into priorities based on the impact and feasibility of each idea. With the personas in mind, we created a user flow that outlines how users will interact with the platform. To ensure intuitive browsing, we also created an information architecture. It is also important to note that as we moved or progressed through the project during the 4 months, the information architecture and the user flow really changed during the course because of several edge cases and nuances that required us to iterate on the flow. So now that we've covered the groundwork, I'll show you the good stuff, the wireframes. But before we dive into those, here's a little sneak peek of what's coming, and I'll be explaining the different flows with short videos and interfaces. So in this video, we're starting with logging in, and then we're landing on the educational modals. The educational modals that you're seeing at the screen right now are especially essential for new visitors who are unfamiliar with the platform. This give you a walkthrough of the most important features that the website offers, and looking at from a business point of view, it reduces drop off rates and increases engagement because you know what you're in for. So here are some of the educational morals. And yes, so that is the. And also, if you notice that there's a nav bar at the top, obviously, and it has a lot of different links as well. If you click on the different nav bar menus, And you see we've created collections, UX challenges, workshop as part of Discover. So there are 3 types: Discover, Learn, and Contribute. We added these features in addition to viewing just the screenshots on the platform for community engagement, since the Bitcoin design world is very community driven. And so we wanted this platform to be a good example for that. So that is why we have different other features as well to the website. The the links to where it is in Learn, UI kits, case studies, and blogs, these were not, I was not able to design them during the course of the 4 months, but I do have wireframes for Discover and Contribute, which we will be going through later videos. Coming down from the nav bar, we have the search bar, which is the most important part of the homepage. It has some of the most important features, and because of the sheer volume and data the website has, it helps user find what they need quickly and efficiently with the help of a federated search, which I'm going to tell you in the next slide. So here I'm going through the search menu, which has a lot of different options to choose from. Here, federated search means that when a user types in a query, the system searches through all sorts of data that is in the system. So whether you're looking for a specific app, flows, UI elements, you get it all in one place. This is a wireframe. On the wireframe you're seeing on the screen is a wireframe for initial search state. This is an example of how auto suggestion would work. So if you see I typed BI and it corrects you tells you different options of what other things are there on the platform. Here is an example of how character-wise search would show up. And as you can see, the search bar shows data from apps, flows, and collections. And then the last state, which is an example of where no results are found. As you can see, the different options that you could do is request content for an app called Bitcoin Tribe or submit screenshots. And we created these options so that it's easier to update the website. So if you were to click on request content, you would have to fill a form and request content for the said app, or submit screenshots yourself to update the website. And we do have a flow for submitting screenshot, which is in the later part of the presentation. Next, we have how a user would interact on the homepage with the different elements that are on the screen. So maybe adding a filter to narrow down the search, toggling between mobile and web, and choosing from screens, apps, flows, and UI elements to get what you need. And here I'm viewing one of the flows from Coinbase, which is onboarding. And it works similarly on the mobile as well. And this is a video of how you would search for a single app and go through their individual app interface. So again, there are different elements and information for an individual app. You have obviously the name, the version you're looking at, the platform it is available on, the the link to the website, and a primary CTA to add it to a collection, and then some other actions as well to maybe copy it, download the link, download the images as well, or share a link to the app. Here I am looking through the flows from the app, which is Mycelium, and going through different images or screens from onboarding flow. Similarly for UI elements. Now let's explore some of the key features we've added to boost community engagement, as I said earlier. One would be creating collections. Second would be UX challenges, and the third would be badges. There are more features as well, as I said earlier, which are UI kits, blogs, case studies by Bitcoin companies, which we were not able to design in the said time. So let's go through UX challenges first. We introduce UX challenges to promote community engagement, so designers can get better at designing, show their work, and get feedback on it as well. Also, it is important to mention that these challenges, all of the information was taken from the GitHub issues that already exist in the bitcoin.design GitHub repositories. And here I'm just going through the instructions for the UX challenge and then eventually submitting a solution for it. So you just need to fill a form, enter your name, enter your Figma link, upload a cover image, and then submit screenshot. After submitting a screenshot, just to increase engagement, we also added badges. And when you submit a screenshot for the first time, a solution for the first time, you will be greeted with a pop-up that says you've won a badge. And here I'm viewing those badges that I already own, and looking at other badges that are already there and that I could own if I do the said things. So as you can see on the screen, there are also labels on the badges. So there's own, so those are badges you already own. There's newly added badges, and there's badges that are labeled almost there. So it says 20 shots required. So you need to add 20 shots to a collection to win this badge. It's a fun way to reward the activity, and this bit of gamification would help them coming back to the website again and again and stay engaged. And you can also read a detailed description of the badge as well. And next, now that you've browsed through all the screenshots, you would want to save them into a collection. Maybe it's a screen, a flow, a UI element. Maybe you were analyzing different screenshots with a friend or a team. So how does collection help solve all of that? So on the screen, you can see that I've selected two screens of from the given collection, and there's a pop-up with a lot of information that says one is it shows the number of screens you've selected, and then a bunch of actions that you can do on the screen. You could copy them, download to the system, or add them to the collection. In this flow, we're adding them to the collection. And once you click on add to collection, you can see this pops up, and with a bunch of ways to add it to a collection. So there are 3 ways you can add it. If you take a closer look, again, there's a three ways you can add those shots into a collection. Starting from the bottom, we have a list of cards that are collections that you've already created in the system. So these are already made by me if I am the user. And on the card collection, you can see there are a lot of information. So obviously there is the name of the collection, the number of shots that are in the collection, and on the bottom right, there's a timestamp that says, well, that tells you when was the collection last updated. And there are other 2 points that may or may not be on the collection. So one is the lock feature, lock icon, and the second is the profile images that you can see at the bottom here. So the lock would mean that this is a private collection, which only means that only people added in the collection can view them. And these are the people who are added to the collection. So they are collaborators. They can view them, add shots to it, or delete them. And the second method is to create a new collection, which is very easy. You just click on it, enter the collection name, enter a description, and it'll create a new collection. The third way is to find a collection. So if you click on the search bar, you can see the different options that you can go through to filter the collection. So you could filter them by type, you could filter them by collaborators, or you could filter them by the collection being private, public, number of shots in the collection, etc. And then there's also a list of items that you've previously searched. So here we are adding a collection by collaborator. So I search for by collaborator type, and then look for the names, click on the name I want to, and then it'll show me the collections that Sanya is a collaborator for, and then I can choose accordingly and then go back to my homepage. Another way is to add my shots to the collection by filtering it by number of shots. So less than 5, more than 15 shots. Those are the collections I'm looking for, so I can filter them easily. Here I'm looking for pinned collections. Pinned collection necessarily means that it'll be on the top of the page when you look at the collection page. And here I'm doing filtering it by private collections, so collections who have a lock icon on them. Another is, once you're done adding the collection, you'll have a success toast here where you can also view the collection. So here I am viewing the collection. The collection has 2 types. It has curated and saved. Saved are the collections that I made, and curated are the ones that are created by industry experts. So here I'm viewing one that is curated, and then I'm seeing the saved collection. So in a saved collection, I could add collaborators, as I said earlier. So to add a collaborator, I would put in their email. And so here I'm adding Himanshu to a collection so he can look at everything and give me feedback. And when I'm done adding all the collaborators, we press the blue button at the bottom, and then again a success screen pops up, which tells me what are the different things that the collaborators can do, which is again edit it, add it, or share it with people. So we've reached the final stretch of the project, and this was more fun than it sounds. So talking about how we can contribute to the platform is by submitting screenshots of Bitcoin applications. We've made this process really simple, where you're submitting a single UI element, an entire screen, or user flows. So here is a interface for when you're submitting UI elements to the website. So there are three ways you can do it. You can either submit a UI element, a user flow, or a screen. Here I'm submitting for a UI element, and you see I am uh, submitting it for two different elements. One is modal sheet and one is loading, but they're for the same app, which I did it in this first step. In app details, I fill a form that says I am submitting it for this app, for this screen type, which is mobile, and then I give a link to the app I'm submitting it for. Uploading screenshots just means that I'm uploading the screens, and it also gives me the option to choose the different UI elements. So I'm submitting for modal sheet and loading, and then a confirmation page, which is like this. And this works same for the screens as well. So screens and UI elements have the same process and interfaces, more or less. And this is a different one, which is submitting for an entire user flow of the app. So there are different flows in one app, and I'm submitting for all of them. So again, a similar form pops up, and I have to fill in the details. Here I'm submitting screenshots for an app called Padawan Wallet. I fill the form, and then the next step is to create a user flow. In the previous things, we were uploading screenshots first, but here we'll be uploading creating a user flow tree first. So when I'm done doing it, I add the first flow name, and then when I hover on the flow name, it gives me a bunch of options. It asks me to add a nested flow or a next flow. A nested flow would mean a flow that is inside onboarding. So maybe logging in or creating an account would be inside onboarding, but creating a wallet would be a next flow, which is after onboarding. And the other options are reordering the flow or deleting the flow altogether. Yeah, so here I'm adding a next flow. Again, the hover thing pops up, which is a little interaction that we made. And then now here we'll be adding a nested flow. And similarly, this is how we're going to create the complete flow tree for Padawan Wallet. Once you're done doing that, you just add the screenshots, and this is how you would do that. So I've added the screens. So there are three things you can do. You can obviously add more to this flow. You could reorder them, or you could just delete one of the screenshots from here. And when you do that, when you've added all the screenshots, there's a number thing that goes on, and you can do this for all of the flows. And here I'm done completing, adding screenshots for all the flows, and then just submit it, and then a success screen pops up, which wraps up the main project. But before I go, I also want to show you the MVP we created. Since the project is open source, it might take time to build such an elaborated platform with personalization, badges, collaborative collections, and whatnot. So we also created an MVP, which is easier for the project to get picked up and eventually become a fully featured platform for Bitcoin community. And here is the interface for the MVP. It has a simple search bar on the navbar with a few resources links that takes you to the bitcoin.guide website to browse through the design and code resources that are there on their website. On the secondary navbar, which is similar to the previous one, you have the ability to toggle between web and mobile. You can choose from screens, apps, flows, and it has a similar card design with basic and the most important actions to perform on a card, which are to copy them and download. And here is an interface for how the mobile version would work. And the screen you're watching or seeing right now is the one for apps, so that's why they don't have any actions to perform. And yes, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you all for giving me your time and attention, and I'm really excited to see how where this project goes. If you have any feedback or questions, now would be the perfect time to ask. And also for feedback, I would be uploading the files for my Figma file to the Discord channel as well.
Sanya, this is absolutely incredible. The thought and time that you've put into it is very clear. And I want to thank you for all of the work you put into it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it looks great. Like the presentation and everything. It is quite nice. Also, I have a question. Like the MVP that you built, is it using the code or like you use any no-code platform for that?
No code. It would be coded as well, but we won't have any databases or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's easier
Yeah.
to get it developed. Just a bunch of screenshots.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Does anybody have the question?
Yeah, it's really super cool. So impressive, all the stuff that you've done there. So what? How was the process for you? Was it very difficult? Was it very demanding? Did you get enough guidance? And also, would you like to continue working on this, or?
Yes, definitely. If like we start with the MVP, I would really be excited for the handoff from designer to developer, and would really want to help for the development of the project. As opposed to your first question, it wasn't really demanding. I had a lot of fun. I was anyway in the summer, so I didn't have any classes. It was just this that I had to do the whole summer. So it was really great. I put in all of my effort. The animation you saw, I created that from scratch, all the designs, and the process really taught me that the discovery and the research part is really important, because in all the previous projects I used to just straight away go to the wireframes and not care about the research and the user personas and everything. And Himanshu really helped me know the real importance of making all of the effort, like the 60% of effort in the discovery part, which was really great and helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
Yeah, also I have a question around the design process. Like all the designs that you shared are quite nice. Like it looks like it is on the Apple ecosystem, like it is inspired by that, like all the UIs and stuff, and also something around Figma. So like, have you explored something like this on Dribble, like the if you are creating something on like have you solely focused on the Apple ecosystem, or like something like that, or like took inspirations from the sites like Dribble and Figma, like how they are interact with these things? It looks very similar to like something we have in Figma for the community page, right? And it is super helpful. So I think like
Yes,
it can be, yeah.
exactly. One of the search or the find search bar, which was in the collaborative collection thing, was inspired by Figma search menu as well, and a lot of different, even like the search menu to find an app is also inspired because it creates familiarity and is easier to use. That's why.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's nice.
Go for it, Paper.
Yeah, I first of all, amazing project. I really loved how much work and effort you put in. So thank you so much for doing this. And I wanted to ask, like, what part, like, what novel thing was there when you were developing or designing the project, that if you could go back in time and redo it in a positive manner, like that was so exciting that you would go and redo it for the first time again. What part of that project? Like, what part was that of the project?
Every one thing I would do is again give a lot more time to the research and discovery part of the project. And the next thing, I think, because it's in dark mode, a lot of times it creates accessibility issues. Although all the colors that I've used, I did check through the website. But again, I think I might try for a lighter version of the website so that it's just easier to accessible and it's just easier to read.
Sense. And what part was really exciting that you would do again? I meant like not in the correction format, but what was so exciting to you? Like, if there are books, right, that you want to read one for the first time again. In this project, what was that one thing that you did for the first time and you would definitely want to go back and do it again?
The most fun part about designing this project was designing how the process would look like when submitting a screenshot, because that is something that wasn't available anywhere else. I had to design it on my own, and with like the interactions of just hovering and looking at the actions you can perform, that was really fun for me to design. So that would be one part, one thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. So we're a little more than halfway through. Maybe we should switch over to the second project. And Sushant joined. So Abhi and Sushant, I believe you worked on this together, right? So thank you, Sanya. Thank you, Himanshu. Let's hand over to Abhi and Sushant. I don't know how the two of you want to present it. If you want a tag team, or if one of you is the presenter, the other person's doing another
Yeah.
role. Totally leaving it up to you now. So please
Yeah.
take it away.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, we haven't created any presentation, and we didn't got the opportunity to discuss this. But I will give you a walkthrough around it, and if Sushant have something or like want to introduce himself, then he can like just raise his hand, and I will allow him to do that. So let me share my screen. Is it visible? Yeah. So I'm using this work report that I created for Summer of Bitcoin final submission as a point, so that I can give you a walkthrough around the project as well as like the work we have done during the whole time period of the internship. So let me first tell you about the project itself. So here comes Bitcoin project. Is it comes under Spiral, and it's an interesting project. It has like lot of assets, like a lot of license free open source asset that you can use in your project, and like maybe make it more funnier, better, and like it can be used for educational purposes as well. For example, if you have a blog on Bitcoin or want to explain a concept, right? If you need some images or characters, you can use these images. They are just it can be used in chat. They have like a sticker set and things like that. So when we like what is the reason I applied for this project, and after that Sushant can share his reason as well. So I was like just scrolling through the Summer of Bitcoin site, and I saw like there are a bunch of projects, and I'm more inclined to the coding project. But then I saw this project, and it has like a very different description. It has a very different description, and they are asking for the like creative contributors. So I thought like let's give it a try. I have some experience in design, and they are asking for like multiple things. So I started like creating a proposal for it, and then I just drafted a proposal around the things they mentioned in the description, like what can be the different things that can be implemented using the assets that they have. Like they have this site, and like all the different assets that they have listed on this site only. So I thought like let's create a proposal and let's submit it and see if I can use their assets and build something around it. So I drafted this proposal, and I added like what can be the project goals, because like some things were not very defined in the description. They just asked like if you can like create something around using the assets of the Here Comes Bitcoin. So I like started gathering like what can be improved. So first, like when I saw their website, I thought like let's improve their website only. And then I saw the like Bitcoin design site, so I took drew some inspiration, like created a design out of it. Like it can be improved like this, and we can use assets in some way or another. So I then added like what can be like we can do with the stickers, like how we can improve that, and what are the different stickers that we can make. And like this, I added a few other things as well. Like we also think about like creating a game in the starting around it. Then to showcase this, like how we gonna achieve it, I created a assignment that we got from the Summer of Bitcoin, and I like try to use its asset in some way to like showcase like it can be used in a app. Like if someone want to create a wallet, they can use assets in that wallet. So I created this this flow. It is for the like sending a gift card to someone. So I created this flow using the assets. And my mentors, Haley and the other mentor, like the project. Uh, so they started discussing on the ideas, And then I finally met Sushant in one of the first meeting, and he shared his thought like what we can do. And Sushant, do you want to go ahead like and share like how you got to know about this project and stuff?
Am I audible enough?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in second year of my college when I started my own YouTube channel. So I was in this phase of content creation and all this.
Uh, is it
Am
my
I audible
connection
now?
or yeah?
Yeah. So so there was that. So I created this YouTube channel of my own. Started uploading videos on it. So when I first heard about Summer of Bitcoin in February, I guess I thought let's give it a try. So there was a designer section in it, and I was involved in media and publicity wing of my own college, my institute. So I thought let's give it a try in a designer wing. Then I read the project of Here Comes Bitcoin. So these guys have a really creative way of promoting Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin education in a really creative way. They make some stickers, they make some GIF, they make some videos. So I thought, yeah, this might be a good chance to show my skills where what am I good capable of. So I created a proposal and then I connected with the mentors. I connected with Haley. Although I could never find Ken on Discord because he's a mystery mentor. So yeah, I connected with Haley, then submitted my own proposal, and after the first kickoff meeting went, I met Abhijay. We discussed things with the mentors, and that's how I went into this project.
Yeah, thanks, Shant, for sharing that. So, after the some of the brainstorming sessions, we thought like what we can start with, and we used the website as a starting point, and then we like started working on the website. So, the thing is like the current website, they have the assets and everything, but there are a lot of things around the here comes Bitcoin. They have like some assets. They are like selling their own stuff, toys, and things like that. So but on their side there is like no much information, so we decided to like create a better version of the site. And after doing some brainstorming around the sites, we created this site. The thing that we focus, like it has a nice vibe to the site, like something which is like not very serious but has some like use of the characters around the site. So we created this version of the site, and then we like just added the section like what are the different things that they have like a sticker pack for the Signal as well as for the Telegram as well. And then we like just use the different assets, and like they also collaborated with different companies under the ecosystem, so we created a partner section for that and a shop section. And then we like started doing all the things that they have and aligned it in a website. And we also started to think about the collaboration that we can do, because like most of the things that asset they created are under collaboration as well. So for like doing this collaboration thing, we thought like what we can do. Then we saw the Bitcoin design site, and we saw like they have different banners. So we started creating banners for the Bitcoin design page, and we came up with this design. But mentors told us that it has like a lot of noise in the design, so just like make it bit minimal. And then we created a iteration of it, and it looks like this. But then we decided that let's make it more minimal. And then we finally decided to go with this illustration. Once we got it approved from the mentors, we decided to make a PR for it. Bitcoin design community liked it, and we finally you can finally able to see it on Bitcoin design website itself. And after that, like we focused on the other collaboration, like what we can do. And we tried a few things which didn't work out well, because like there are certain constraints, like sometimes the collaborator they want something to be like that only. But we continued to our research, and we decided to like look for the companies which we can collaborate with. So these are the few companies we listed out to mentors, and we shared like we can collaborate with these companies in one way or another. So we one of the companies we got to know is CoinKite, and they have like this tap signer and stats card. So we decided to create a custom stats card like this. They have like they collaborate with the different companies, and every company has their own stat card and tap signer card. So we decided to do something like this, and we finally came up with something like this. It has a so these cards are now printed. Soon you can buy it from the CoinKite store. So we in the starting we are going with like this card, and it has a physical view now. Like you can buy it from CoinKite store soon. Maybe like they will list it out soon. And after that we continued to like work on the website. So initially we decided to like just make the design of the website, right? And we are like not thinking about much about the implementation, because mentors also didn't mention that that we will move forward with the implementation and thing. So after some time, mentors told me like it will be great if you can implement that, as you have some uh, coding experience. So I started working on that, and now we have the website, and it will be live in few days. Let me share that. There are a few things that needs to be improved in the website, like around the responsiveness and stuff. Once that's done, we can like make it open source, and like other contributors can also contribute to the website. uh, I might need some support from like Bitcoin design community on this as well, because if there are any contributors who are interested in coding, they can like start their contribution with this site only. It is taking a bit longer to load, but yeah, we will solve that later. So it is looking something like this. It is implemented. We will add few more components and like make it bit better as per the Figma design. Like there are certain edits that need in some particular sections. So we are working on that. And once that's done, like we will make the website live, and you can like contribute to it. So yeah, that's all about the project that we did. If you have any questions or anything, you can ask.
Also very cool. Something totally different. So what was this last thing that I saw? Farts and crafts.
Yeah,
Last
Ken
section?
came up with the with that headline.
Yeah. Well, was
Yeah.
he ever happy with the font that you chose? I remember that was a big discussion.
Yeah.
That's still a point of
uh,
discussion.
yeah. So we finally came up with like this font only. I think it ACME. So we are like going with that only for now. But we will definitely look forward to that. The thing is, like, I just want website to be open source for now, and like make it open for the contributors, so that we can get the ideas coming. I think like there can be possibility of adding more sections and like more pages, but we are just like focusing on making it open source for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. And you said it's going to be live in a few days, so it's pretty much ready to
Yeah.
go?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It might be live next week. Like one of the mentor in corner, like he's giving me the review, like on the code quality and other things, and also on the responsiveness. So maybe like once that's done, like once he's done with the review, we can like move forward with the making it open. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. And would you like to continue working with this project? Like you said, it's just fun, right? The Here Comes Bitcoin.
Yeah. The thing is, like, there are a lot of possibilities. Like I mentioned, like we also tried to collaborate with some big companies as well. But we are like just gathering some if you follow Spiral on the Twitter, you can see like they have a big event around this project, right? So they are like expanding it a lot. Like they have so we are like just adding few things to it, and I think like it can be expanded. Like as we also had a discussion around the UI kits, right? So we are also trying to launch a UI kit around it in the future maybe. And like an assistant that you mentioned, like I discussed, like it's something that can navigate user like using Here Comes Bitcoin assets to their wallets app. Like once that's done, we can also upload it on the website, and it can be expanded in a like there are a lot of possibilities, but we are yet to figure out that.
We discussed a lot of ideas during our calls, but these are the ones which get implemented in 4 months. We have a really
Yeah.
potential idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in. Oh, Himanshu, did you raise your hand? You wanna
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead?
So I wanted to ask, is there any plan to maintain this going forward, or like would it be like a combined effort from you two, or are you looking forward to like companies coming in, like you mentioned Spiral? So like what's the future scope of this website once it goes live?
Yeah, so the thing is, like I can, like I've been maintainer to like other projects as well. so I can like it's I will try to like make it like maintain it, and also I just want to build a community around it. For example, if I like just started contributing to it and like started maintaining it by my own, I don't think like that will be fruitful. I just want it to like keep going so that like new contributors can come, and if someone want to like start their journey or like in the design part or something like that, they can like contribute to this project, and it can be a part of like a ecosystem. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Good job. I think I really like the aesthetics, and it's sort of a very cooling palette, very relaxing palette. And I remember like Christopher, we remember like we discovered these palettes for Padawan as well, and like we were going the very playful approach. So I really like the execution on that, and I think like it connects more with people, and yeah, awesome job.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to utilize the opportunity of the Hacktoberfest. Like once it's done, like once we are able to like make it live, maybe we will add just like some Hacktoberfest again, like invite new contributors, or maybe like Bitcoin design community can maybe help us with the new contributors if someone wants to like experiment with some component. Like if you feel like there is this component is right, but it can be improved, right? Because like I'm not a designer, but like I opt for this project to like understand like how I can like implement my design learnings to the project. But yeah, eventually able to make something like this. This is Shanti.
And was there anything you struggled with? Anything that was really difficult, like trying to contact all those companies and then not hearing back, or was there something else that was difficult? I mean, it's a very creative project, right? You're experimenting, you're trying things, and it's never clear really what
Yeah.
was these.
Yeah, so most challenging part for me is the iterations thing. Like I think Sushant will also agree to this. Like we created like multiple version of the banners as well. Like just like I showed you two, but like there are like 5 to 7 versions of the banners that we created, and the mentors were like we just like need something minimal. I think like they have a lot of experience. That's why like they choose the minimal one, and it eventually go live. And we are like just using our like how we can use these assets in a best possible way. So we are like just keep adding to that. So the banners we created initially had like a lot of noise, and around the website, like the as you can see, like the every section has a different color. So we just like struggled a lot with these colors. So like we explored different sites and like how we can make this color lighter, and like if we are using a dark shade, like how it will go. So we like use the like as you if you see the site, like it goes lighter to the darker. Like the footer use the whole dark version, but like on the initially we on the header we have the lighter version of it. So it was a challenge to like how to use these assets, and like our lot of time got wasted in the like initial thinking. Like as I mentioned, like we there are like not any plan to like make a website or the cards or like banner, like nothing. We just like got the project, and mentor told us like it's on you, whatever you want to do, like just move forward with that.
These are the
Yeah.
ideas which we figured out along the project. I mean, initially,
Yeah.
what ideas we started with were totally different. What we end up
Yeah.
with, they were
Yeah.
totally different.
We also thought of like creating a game. Maybe we will create a game in future. There are like some talks going with some gaming companies, but yeah, eventually if like there is something, we will definitely update that.
Yeah, make it happen. That's super cool. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse sometimes, these very open creative projects, because you just have to figure it out and you're not quite sure what will happen at the end. We have about 8 minutes left or so. So thank you for the presentation also. I wanted to ask all three of you now that you've gone through the program, like what's next for you? Are you going back to like normal studies, or are you still sticking around Bitcoin and open source, or what's on your horizon? What's happening?
Uh, Maybe I can go with this. So the thing is, like, it's been 3 years that I am contributing to open source. Like, during my freshman year, I started open source and like been part of like various programs as well. But now I like just like I enjoyed this space. Like, Bitcoin is very like it's a permissionless space. So like all the community and stuff, I really liked it. So if I ever got an opportunity to like be a part of like company or maybe organization that I can contribute, then I can start. But the challenge that I face, like I want to contribute to the coding part, mostly on the coding part as well. But like there are very less resources, right? You can't like just start with the Bitcoin core and like starting making PRs on that. So I think like that's very challenging. I find very challenging. And other thing, like it's very high time that I'm doing all these internships. Like I'm heading to my like seventh internship, so I just don't want to like keep doing internships now. I think I might like start with something, maybe like try to understand Bitcoin ecosystem more, and once like I get the understanding, I will contribute in a better way rather than like this. See.
Yeah, like this is the first time I contributed to the Summer of Bitcoin. Like this is the first time I'm doing an open source contribution, and the journey went really good for me. Like I met some really cool people, really cool mentors. The mentor part was really awesome. And yeah, for now I'm focusing primarily. I'm in my second last semester of my college, so I'm preparing for placements this semester. But yeah, I'll definitely love to contribute to Bitcoin design more and more.
Awesome. So Himanshu was asking a question about multiple mentors. Is that?
Yeah, two mentors in our project.
So one is like Haley and second is Ken. Like Ken is very like social. He's like not that social, so he like just tried to keep his identity bit under. So yeah.
Mystery man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sanya, what is next for you? I already heard earlier you're in Canada for your studies.
Yes, I'm completing my undergrad here, so I'm also looking for opportunities for product design related fields. And as for this project, I already have told you my interest in continuing the project if it does get developed. I would love to be part of the handoff phase, and also if they need me after. So yeah.
Super cool. And yeah, we were, I think we are in a private chat already about another opportunity that's potentially coming up, which PaperPsych is also a little bit involved in here with Bichala, which is something that's, we'll keep you in the loop, trying to make something happen. But it would be amazing if you would also consider that when it happens, not if it happens, when it happens. It's just organizational things, right, that need to fly. I don't know, Paper, do you know anything about fellowship programs? Can you speak to that?
I mean, it's pretty fine. Pretty fine, like very
the developer
close.
one is, the designer is not quite, right?
Just no. I mean, we have to submit like a proposal for the designers, but yeah, like very close.
I also have a question around the developer track. Like when I was like applying for that, like they are asking for like 3 PRs. Like if you have any 3 PRs. The thing is like I have 3 PRs, but it is not in the Bitcoin space. So the thing is like, are you looking specifically for the Bitcoin projects? Like if like I just have a general question, like maybe Chris can help answer it, or like anyone, or like maybe paper. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, like if we. Yeah. So, like, is there like those PR are like specifically to the Bitcoin projects, or like it can be the open, like if you have a good open source profile, then
No, open source works. I don't think it's supposed to be only Bitcoin merged PRs because very rare. Come on. So yeah, just any merged PRs you have
okay.
that you contributed to, obviously, like properly.
Sanya, please go ahead.
Yes, Christoph, is there anything you can speak to the Bitshala Fellowship for the designer path? Will there be a different selection process, if and when it'll be? And when is the latest that we can hear about it?
So there are some organizational things that I think Raj from Bitshala, who does a lot of the main organizational, like it's basically a Bitshala program, right? I'm simply helping facilitate it, but Bitshala is getting several things set up, like around, you know, where the money comes from and these types of things that are being finalized. So I cannot really speak to the timing, except that a bunch of people are trying to make this happen as quickly as they can. But I cannot give you a precise time. Like, you know, you're in these things, like you depend on other people to respond, and they have to review things, and then other people need to respond, and you know, just normal process, trying to get it through to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, we can also chat in a Discord in our group chat here. But I would love it if something, if this works out, ideally very quickly. But we'll see. But let's try to wrap it up. We're nearing the hour here. Unless anyone else has any questions.